Ladies who are watching this video. So, how I lost the pregnancy weight. Okay, so first of all, let me say this. Let me preface this video by saying I'm not a healthcare professional. I don't know your body type. I can't tell you what may work for you, but I can tell you what worked for me, and hopefully something here in this list of things that I have to tell you about how to lose that pregnancy weight and snack back like that will be of use to you. Who knows? Try all the things I'll mention, or try one of them. Who knows? So my first tip actually is for those of you that are pregnant right now and watching this video, or thinking about getting pregnant, whatever. My first tip for you is to be true to yourself. To thine own self be true. And by that I mean that you want to be honest with yourself when you become pregnant and you become ravenous, okay? And let me explain. So you're gonna get really hungry when you're pregnant. That's just standard. I personally didn't really get super hungry until my third trimester, which is when you gain the most weight, but you do definitely have an increased appetite. And how you respond to that increased appetite will depend on you being real with yourself about what your plans are for weight loss post-pregnancy, okay? So the thing with me is I know myself. I'm not a gym rat. I haven't seen a gym in probably a year. I do yoga here or there, but that's about it. I'm not a gym rat. I don't enjoy going to the gym. That's just what it is. I'm going to change that, okay? I'm going to change that. But by the way, that's just the truth. And when you've just had a kid, the last place you want to be is up in the gym, unless you're a gym rat. But if you're not a gym rat, you're definitely not going to want to be in the gym after you have a baby. You really aren't going to want to be in the gym then. So if you know you're not a gym rat, you know that, then you need to watch what you eat when you're pregnant. That's just what it is. Am I telling you to diet while you're pregnant? Absolutely not. If you're going to be dieting while you're pregnant, you got other things going on and you shouldn't be pregnant, okay? So no, I'm not telling you to go on a diet while you're pregnant, but you can definitely watch what you eat and definitely respond to those increased, listen, give in to a couple of cravings, of course. But I remember watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians and watching an episode where Scott Disick is saying to Kim, he's like, oh, this is the one time in your life that you can indulge. This is the one time in life you can indulge. And maybe she could do that because she's got a lot of money and a bunch of trainers who can snap her back like that. But for us regular folk, no, you cannot just be like, oh, this is the one time in your life you can pig out for 9 months. No, unless you want to be in the gym for like 3 months after you have a baby. No, you cannot do that. Okay? So listen, I definitely had my moments. There was a week where I went to McDonald's and got one of those 99-cent ice cream cones every single day, sometimes twice a day. There were a few late night runs to McDonald's getting a Big Mac. I won't even lie. There were a couple of hot dog trips. But these were few and far between during the whole 9-month span. On the whole, I was relatively healthy. I had, meat and greens and fruit every single day. And that's really what I ate during the course of my pregnancy. I did not pig out. I did not have soda. I developed a taste for soda water, actually. But where was I going? So the first tip, don't play yourself. If you're not a gym rat, you can't eat like you're somebody who's going to be in the gym after you have the baby, okay? Because anything that's extra, anything that's stuff that the baby doesn't need, you're going to hold on to. So yeah, you lose a lot on the table. You do. You lose like a good solid 20 pounds before you go home from the hospital, which is great. But the rest of that stuff, you're going to have to work off. It's not going to come off like that if it's not what the baby needs, okay? So my tip number 2 is going to be breastfeed. So I am 100%, I'm exclusively breastfeeding my son, who is now 3 months old. And although it was the hardest thing ever to get into for the first 3 weeks, it was crazy. I was I understood why so many people formula feed and so many people give up, because it was excruciating. It was worse than labor, okay? I mean, it's crazy. So you get through that hump, it gets better, it gets easier, and then you really, by the time you're into the 2nd month of breastfeeding, you really start losing that weight. I didn't really start shedding it until I was into my 2nd, and now actually the 3rd month, I've lost all the baby weight entirely. And so I would definitely recommend breastfeeding, even if you're going to be doing, and I'm not one of those like militant breastfeeding people, okay? I think it's great. I think if you can do it, it's fantastic and you should do it, but I'm not judging you if you're not. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, there's like all this judgment against formula. It's not poison. So if you're going to be doing formula and you have, like, do both. Like, you know, do some, just, if not, obviously it's great for the baby, but if we're talking, this is a weight loss video. Just to do that, I mean, you lose the weight, obviously. So whatever you can do, you should do. I recommend purchasing Fenugreek tablets. You get like 180 for like $6 at Amazon. I'll place a link below for those of you that are looking for increased milk supply, because I've actually gone down in terms of how much milk I was producing in the beginning to what I'm doing now. And I take Fenugreek tablets. I take about 6 to 8 tablets a day. And I mean, there's all this other stuff you could do. You can do mother's milk tea. There's all this stuff. But Fenugreek is the primary ingredient in any kind of tea they would give you to increase your milk supply. And I prefer the pills because I take it real quick. I don't have to sip on this like not great tasting tea all day. So Fenugreek tablets are fantastic. Those of you that are like, oh, I can't breastfeed, I'm not making enough milk, try those and you'll see that you will. And you'll lose weight because the babies, you use like 500 calories for breastfeeding or something a day. Like, it's crazy, a lot. My next tip for you would be, so I highly recommend snackage. I ate 2 meals a day and snacked all day, okay? So, and by snacking, I meant like I would have trail mix with like craisins and like yogurt covered craisins because I have a sweet tooth, and I killed soda water. Like, I'm a soda person, I like soda. I like that carbonated taste, so soda water became like this great thing that's like, it has no calories, no all natural whatever, you get flavored versions. And it does that. It gives you what you're looking for soda if you're like a soda head. Also, one of the things that my son would do while I was pregnant and continues to do now that he's out of the womb is to wake me up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, ravenous. And he does it like it's like clockwork. I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what I have to deal with because this is what it was like in utero. So starving. So if you get those crazy like late night starving, keep snacks by your bed. Oddly enough, like sometimes water, just drinking water would just do it, and I go back to sleep and be fine until the morning, right? Until I was getting up in the morning. So I highly recommend keeping like soda water by your bed. So I just like that carbonated whatever, but or water, and keeping apples or a banana by your bed, and it immediately, or even having like a little bit of peanut butter, because it's high protein, it's high in fat too, but just a little bit of peanut butter and like a banana in the middle of the night, you are good. You don't have to wake up and like eat, you know, a steak or anything super crazy fattening in the middle of the night. So that's my other thing. But then also definitely is portion control. Don't have huge portions, and be snacking all the time. I gained like 28 pounds throughout my by the time I was, done. And what you're supposed to gain is different depending upon your body type and what you were pre-pregnancy, whatever, and I've lost all that weight. Now, one thing I will tell you, ladies, is that even if you lose all the pregnancy weight, do not expect your body to be anything like it was. I know that's another no-brainer, right? Of course, you just went through but your hips definitely widen, it's not a lie. So I've lost all the pregnancy weight, but I still feel like for my own comfort, I have to go up a size in pants because they just looked weird. They got that stretchy lines or whatever, and So, and although I always struggled with H&M pants, even before I was pregnant, I definitely now, I just look weird in them. Their leggings are fine. But I'm definitely wider and hippier than I was, even though I weigh the same, right? Does that make sense? So this is how I lost the pregnancy weight. Before I had my son, so while I was pregnant, I did not overindulge a lot. I mean, I definitely gave in sometimes, but not a whole lot. I drank a whole lot of soda water. I definitely ate all the time and snacked a lot, and I liked a lot of kettle corn. Kettle corn popcorn. Oh my god, so good. And what's the last tip? I don't remember. Breastfeeding. Did I mention breastfeeding? Yeah, breastfeeding. So yeah, breastfeeding, you lose tons and tons of weight. And again, if you are breastfeeding or having trouble making enough milk, so you're supplementing with formula, I recommend Fenugreek Tablets. And I'll put a link below for where you can buy those for really cheap on Amazon. And that's it. That's how I lost the weight. I everyone's wanted to know. So there it is. There you have it. And if you are pregnant or you just had your baby, I don't sweat it too much in the beginning, but definitely by the second month you can get that weight. You can snap back really quickly. And you don't have to be a celebrity with money for trainers and all that stuff. But routinely, according to my physician, it takes about 6 months to really snap back, okay? So anyway, don't be too hard on yourself, ladies. You'll get there, and I hope this video was inspiring or informational for any of you that are considering it. If you've got questions, let me know. Make sure you like and you thumbs up this video. Bye.